There we go. Welcome to episode 19 of Farm Dragons New York City. Mike, your storyteller, and I'm here with one of my players. One of the other player in this game had more family stuff to deal with this week. Uh, but I'll throw it over to Robin and let her tell you about her character.
Hi, I'm Robin. I am playing Winter Jameson. She is a vampire of the Invictus Covenant and David clan, and she owns a vampire-themed goth nightclub in New York. And right now, she is still in a lot of trouble.
Yep. She thought she got out of it last week, but
I was hoping.
or last time, but almost, but not quite. Your dice made sure that something walked up behind you. If Winter dies tonight, you can thank your dice for that.
Yeah, thank, blame, either way.
Yeah. Because you guys were really close. You guys just had a major combat, and you were finally done with that and really close to getting out. And then Kenna met the boss.
Winter.
Oh yeah, Winter met the boss. The creature, the creature, to put it politely, who who runs this program. And as we open tonight's game, he's got a couple of tentacles wrapped around Winter. And he's just standing there smiling at the rest of your group as he's holding you right where you are. So, what do you do?
Well, I have the feeling if I struggle with all those tentacles, are just going to get tighter, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm going to try to take him by surprise, and I'm going to try to sink my fangs into one of the tentacles and see what happens.
Oh, uh, well, yeah. One, one of them is around your waist, and one of them is basically around your chest. So, with a little work, you could reach the one that's around your chest.
Right. And like I said, maybe it'll surprise him into letting me go. I don't expect it to do much damage, but it might surprise him into letting me go. So at this point, I'm pretty desperate.
Okay. So, give me a. This would definitely be a Dex and Brawl roll because you
Dex,
gotta
Dex
work
and Brawl.
your work your way into a position of to be able to reach it. So,
Okay. Okay. Actually, that was two tens. So,
nice.
okay, so two successes altogether.
um, Just a second, I have to rearrange a couple things to get to my dice right here.
Oh, that's okay. You don't need to roll anything.
Well, he does have a defense rating. Yeah. But in reality, chances are it's higher than 2. So, um, what I'll say is that um, you you didn't do any damage, but we'll say he is surprised because he try that. Uh, although since it didn't do any damage, he's not really letting go of you either. So, what are you gonna? Um, are you gonna fight him yourself, or are you gonna have the rest of your group attempt to help you, or?
Well,
Because right now, you are standing in the doorway facing the rest
mhm.
of your group, and he's got you wrapped up from behind because he came up behind you and grabbed you.
Right. My main concern right now is just getting free of him. And I'm hoping once I do that, then I can join the others and we can all attack him together. But right now, I'm just trying to get free. And I'm assuming he's got my arms against me because I am
Yeah,
still holding that weapon I picked up in the cafeteria. But I'm assuming that since I can't use it because my arms are probably pinned to my
right.
body.
Right. So biting him didn't do much. So
Well, I can always go for the classic human defense, try to stomp the shit out of his foot with my heel.
yeah. 1 second here. Okay. Move. Actually, that wouldn't work. Wow. Okay. Give me a strength and brawl roll this time. Since you're
Strength and
trying to
brawn.
stomp
Okay.
on him.
It was only one success.
He's got a defense of 2, so that that didn't bother him either. In fact, you're starting to annoy him.
Yes, well, he's annoying me too.
Because you're trying all these things and nothing is working. He's like, why don't you just stop struggling? I'm going to get you in the end anyway.
I'm not going to let that happen.
He's not going to counterattack until you actually do damage. At this point, you're just annoying him because nothing is working. So
Well, I'd like to get one of the others to come over so I can hand the weapon thingy to them, but I want to figure out how to do that without cluing him into what I'm doing. I don't want to say, hey, Dex, come over here and grab the pokey thing and, and jam it into him, because, I want to do it a little more circumspectly than that. So,
Yeah,
uh, can
because
vampires communicate telepathically with each other?
not in this game.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
There's so there's so many different versions of vampires and what they can do that every time you see one or every time you play one in a game, they're different. So the there are no rules for that in this game. So what's your next idea?
How close is he behind me?
Like you are basically right up against each other.
Okay, so if I head butted him, it would connect.
Yeah.
Okay, well, again, I'm desperate, so that's the only thing I can think of is to try to throw my head back into him.
Same role them brawl.
You kind of broke up there. Was that strength and brawl or dex and brawl?
What now?
You broke up. Was that strength and brawl or dex and brawl?
Strength.
Okay.
Since you're trying to use the strength of your neck to hit him.
One success. So that didn't do shit.
No. He's got a defensive 2. You've got to get more than 2 successes to do any damage
Right.
to him. Um, yeah, he's just standing there holding you, making sure you can't go anywhere.
Well, I guess I could try to protean myself into a rat and slip out of his grip.
Possible. Give me an intelligence and protein roll.
I mean, it worked to get out of my handcuffs and shit they had me tied to the bed with, so the
Yeah,
only thing I can think of at this point. So, intelligence and protein. And I got one success, but I got a 1, so nothing.
that didn't. You're just not have. You're just not having any luck here. Every idea you come up with doesn't
I
work.
know. Well, I'm gonna try that one again. Just
Okay.
oh. And that was no successes and a 1. So that's a
Uh,
botch.
yep. No successes and a 1 means you botched. Uh, wow. And basically, because he's getting tired of you trying stuff, even though none of it's working. He's getting really pissed now. And and you feel both of the tentacles around you start squeezing in as everything around you starts going black and you lose consciousness. And he just backs out of the doorway with you and disappeared down the hall.
Do the others come chasing after us?
I'm going to find out. Uh, I'm actually going to make a roll to see if they even notice.
How would they not notice him dragging me down the hall?
On a wits and intelligence roll to see if they notice the two of you disappearing from the doorway.
But if they're standing there looking at us, how would they not
Yeah,
notice?
I got no successes on the roll.
Damn it,
They,
guys, you're just standing there picking your freaking noses? I mean, come on.
yeah, they, they're recovering from battle. They're
Oh,
just,
yeah, there is that.
they're just sitting there trying to breathe and figure out whether they're still alive, quote. And they don't even, you and him didn't make any noise. Even when he walked up behind you and grabbed you, the two of you did not make noise. So they didn't even notice he was there to begin with. And they didn't notice that basically they just think that you were in the doorway and you're not now, so you must have went somewhere down the hall and you're going to be back hopefully fairly soon. They don't know that he grabbed you and took off with you, as it were. He doesn't take you far. It's just the next door back, little further down the hall. Hey, since you're unconscious, he loosens, he lets go with one tentacle long enough to open the door. the two, he pulls you in the door and basically drops you on the floor and stands there and closes the door and locks it behind you. So you and he are now in a locked room. Internet is having serious issues this evening.
Yeah.
Well, we had weird weather the last couple of days. Um, I'm I'm going to make a roll to see if any of your uh, companions start to wonder why you haven't come back yet. Nope. Got one success, but I got a 1-2, so means they're still not concerned about the fact that you're not there. Um, since you weren't drugged, give me a let's see. A stamina and resolve roll to see if you wake up after a little bit.
Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. That is. I was gonna say no successes and 2 ones, but I got 1 success and 2 ones, which is still a botch.
You don't wake up. So while you're unconscious, he takes the time to prepare the procedure that he is intending to do to you once you do wake up. Uh, I would describe the room to you, but you're unconscious, so you don't see anything. Um, so basically, a little bit of time passes, and I'll check on your friends again. This time, Dex actually does look up and look toward the doorway and notices that you're still not back yet. He's starting to get a bit uh, worried about that. So he gets up, walks away, and looks down both sides of the hallway and doesn't see you. Uh, And so he's really starting to wonder what's going on. And while this is going on, give me another stamina and resolve roll.
2 successes.
You actually wake up. When you try to move, well, first you notice you're laying on the floor. And when you try to move, it's not pleasant. Um,
Did he crack a rib?
well, you don't know if you're injured or not, but you're guessing you're pretty bruised up at a minimum. And he turns, says, "Oh, you're awake." And when you see him turn, you see a very long and very thick syringe in his hand. And give me a wits and intelligence roll to see if you notice anything else.
Uh, got 1 success and 2 ones, so no.
A what?
I got 1 success and 2 ones, so no.
So you see the needle and you get nauseous and pass back out again
Oh, fuck. I'm doing real well here.
because you botched your roll again. Your dice just love the hell out of you. It's like, um, so uh, and you are awakened again by pounding on the door as Dex is now looking for you because he can't find you.
So I'm gonna scream for help.
Um, you get somewhat of a scream out, and he immediately wraps one of his tentacles around your mouth so you can't scream anymore. Just a second. Then turn the phone off that way. Can't get any more text.
He was texting you.
Melody. Send for those who care. She was sending me college football scores.
Oh, okay.
So
I was wondering if it was her, but I was thinking, why would she be texting you if she's doing stuff with her family?
mm. The reason she's not playing is she's over there and they're all Nebraska football fans, and yeah. So every time she got a score update, she was texting. Um, After he basically gags you, he lifts you up with the tentacle that's wrapped around your head and lays you on a bed over in the corner. Give me another wits and intelligence roll.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh, that's not good. Okay, so
What?
out of a dice pool of 6, I got 4 ones.
What was? Okay. What were the other two, so that I
A 2
can
and a
figure out?
3.
So no successes whatsoever, and
No,
four.
and 4 1.
Oh, uh,
Oh, my dice want me dead.
uh, sorry, but I think they just achieved that because, yeah.
Okay, so give me the gory details. What happened?
So he put you on the bed and he hears knocking at the door, or pounding rather, and he decides if he's going to do this, he has to move up his schedule because he's pretty sure that the pounding on the door is one of your friends. And he is determined to convert you to his side before they get to you to stop him from doing it. And the needle that you saw in his other tentacle before you passed out, before he put you on the bed, he is still holding. And assuming that he has very little time left, he mumbled to himself, I wouldn't have necessarily done it this way, but hopefully it should work. And he basically puts the needle in that little notch where your spine meets your skull and empties the contents of it basically into your brain. And everything that you ever knew stops. I mean, you not only pass out, um, your brain functions stop. You are not necessarily dead. In fact, even he doesn't know what inducing this serum into your brain like this is going to do to you. So, uh, but um, your what consciousness you have, you're in a dream state. It's like you're floating around and everything is sort of fluffy, cloudy, tie-dye color. Yeah. Your brain is just sort of going, I'm taking an extended vacation. We'll deal with everything else later, maybe. So, uh, just a couple of minutes after he does this to you, Dex actually breaks the door because no door lock you can buy is going to stop, yeah, a 300-pound ex-biker vampire who's upset. In fact, forget the lock on the door at all. The door doesn't stop. And now there's a fight amongst the two of those. For this combat, do you want to roll Dex Dex's dice for him.
Dex is gonna die if I do that.
There's
Okay.
there's a possibility of that anyway, because this dude he's not the initiator of this project for nothing. He's the head dude. So I need an initiative roll from both of them. So it's actually let me check and see what Dex's initiative mod is. Actually, hang on. Okay. So you roll a d10 and add 5 to it.
Okay. Roll the 1, so that would be 6.
he he won just on his dice roll. It's like his dice roll alone was a 9. So, he gets first attack on Dex. Let me roll to see what Dex's defense is. Okay. Their defenses are about the same. So, the the head vampire turns and whips a tentacle out toward Dex, just attempting to hit him with it. Guess I should have came up with a name for this guy. I didn't. Nope. No successes on that. So now it's Dex's turn. What is Dex gonna do?
Okay, I have a question. Is the serrated cake server still on the floor? Because I was holding it when he dragged me in here. Is it still laying on the floor where he dropped me initially when we got into the room?
If you were still, the thing is, when you went unconscious, I don't know that you would have still been holding on.
Oh, so I probably dropped it in the hallway or in the doorway of the other room. Yeah.
Right. Probably. It's probably in the hallway right in front of the door. Or a little one.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay, so I guess
No.
Dex is just gonna try to tackle him, just like, head down, barrel into him, try to, propel him across the room into the wall or something.
Okay. Um, so that'd be another strength and brawl roll. So
Okay, but what are Dex's
roll,
stats? Because they're probably gonna be
roll.
different than mine.
Uh, uh, strength and brawl for Dex is 4 dice.
Okay, so it's actually the same as mine. Good to know. No successes, but no ones either, just 4 straight failures.
Mm. Dex tries to do that. The guy sidesteps out of the way. And this time, as Dex goes by, he's gonna try and throw a tentacle out to catch him around the neck. So, yep. And no successes there either. Yeah. Apparently, you guys are just dancing and can't actually hit each other. So, what's Dex gonna try this time?
He's gonna try the same thing. He's gonna try to charge him again.
Okay.
Strength and brawl. And that is 1 success.
He sort of shoves him away as he gets close this time. As he shoves him away, Dex is strong enough that the other vampire actually loses his balance and falls and hits the floor. So what is Dex gonna do?
Damn. Damn, it's too bad he doesn't have anything sharp he could stake the sucker with.
Small hint. Dex hasn't looked around the room. Plus, you never got the opportunity to look around the room either. So
That's true.
that's what all those wits and intelligence rolls were about. But you never got any successes doing. Um,
Well, Dex realizes that he can't turn his back on him, so while he's down, can he try to really quickly tie the dude up with his own tentacles so he can't do anything before Dex looks around the room?
he can attempt that. That's gonna be a dex and manipulation roll,
Okay, so what's
which
that a
would
pool
be
of?
4 dice.
Okay. And that is 2 successes.
He actually manages to do it. What he's done is he's taken both tentacles, crossed them with each other, and then sort of tied them around his neck. And so he's on the ground, basically on his knees and his elbows, trying to struggle to get out of this.
Okay, well, since he's bought himself at least a few minutes, Dex is going to look around and see if there's anything sharp enough to at least, stake this guy and immobilize him. Dex has no idea. I mean, he knows it's not a regular vampire, but he's hoping at least that principle still holds.
He would have to, in the position the guy's in, he would have to stake him through the back. But it is possible. Dex's wits and intelligence is 5 dice.
Okay. And one of them just jumped onto the floor and went, "Yeah, I'm not going to be any part of this."
Look, we already killed you. What are we doing now?
Okay, that's a 10. So 2 successes.
He finds several. Upon looking around, he sees several sharp-looking, chrome-looking medical-type objects. In fact, there's a dental chair there. Yeah. Dex assumes that that's initially what he's gonna do with you, because there's a tray there with a bone saw on it. If you've ever seen what a bone saw looks like.
I don't think so, and I don't think I want to.
Easy description. Think of a pizza cutter, only bigger, with teeth, that's got a little electric motor on it that makes it. Yeah, that's a bone saw. They usually use them to cut your skull in half.
Like for autopsies and stuff?
Yeah. Or if they have to do brain surgery, which, above game, that would have been his preferred way of doing what he did. But he didn't have the time. So Dex sees several sharp chrome looking objects. In fact, give me a actually is, let's see, what would it be? Give me a medicine, an intelligence and medicine roll, which would be for Dex 4 dice.
Okay. One success, but a 1, so nothing.
Well, while Dex is looking around trying to figure out what to do, his opponent is going to attempt to untie himself. Nope. He struggled, but he got 1 success, but he also got a 1, so he's just sitting there on his knees and elbows, struggling, trying to get himself out of this. So what does Dex want to do?
Well, you said there were plenty of sharp thingies. I might as well just grab the one that looks the longest and sharpest and try to jab the dude with.
We're gonna make this a dexterity, strength, and medicine roll.
Okay.
That's 6 dice for Dex. What it is does he have the strength? Does he have the coordination to put it where it needs to be? And does he know where it needs to be? Being that it's from the back instead of the front. So.
Right. Well, he would at least know it needs to be on the left side.
Right.
Whether or not he knows exactly where it needs to be is a question.
That's what the medicine part of the role was about.
I mean, I don't think Dex would be stupid enough to try to hit the guy's heart from the right side.
You never know.
Okay, Dice, you know I love you, right? You know you're nice, good Dice. You better not do anything horrible or else. Okay, 10. So 1 success.
Since he is not in a standing position and he's not in a position to actually defend himself, I'm gonna say his 2 defense doesn't apply because he's tied. He's basically immobilized.
And I'm going to assume he's not wearing a Kevlar vest. So, because why would he be?
3-piece suit and tie looks incredibly expensive, actually. So it actually works to Dex's surprise. And he sees the vampire's eyes just you've probably either been to a funeral or seen pictures of a dead body.
Yeah, I haven't been to an open casket thing, but yeah, I've seen pictures of dead bodies.
They so even in the position this guy's in, which by the way, the minute this happens, he the tentacles recede and he's not bound anymore. But his eyes just sort of glaze over and he looks, and once he's not bound anymore, he just sort of falls over sideways and his eyes look like a dead body does in a casket, like glazed over. Although
like
the
like
look
eyes
on
of a
his
fish on a fish in a fish market.
yeah, well, except for the look on his face is a mixture of shock and uh, pain, basically.
Yeah, he probably wasn't expecting that to happen.
No, he wasn't. um, so Dex just sort of kicks him out of the way. The last roll I'm going to have you make for Dex is I want him to make a wits and intelligence roll, which is uh, 5 dice, to see if he notices you laying there, considering he's been in combat mode this whole time.
Okay. Okay, it's one success, but it's a 10. So one success.
No one's.
Well, I had 2 successes and 1, so I considered that one
Okay,
success.
okay. So he takes a breath and then turns his head and notices you laying there. Oddly enough, even though you're laying on your back, you have the same look on your face as the other vampire does. Basically, a mixture of shock and pain. And
Do I need to make a roll to see if I wake up at all?
you're not,
Oh, no.
you can't wake up by yourself.
Oh, okay.
This is going to take them, meaning Dexter, taking you somewhere and seeing if they can save you at all.
Oh, okay.
Because, that was a seriously massive botch.
Yeah.
And the consequences, yeah. I basically gave you the possibility of not being dead instead of you being just outright gone. So, so Dex picks you up once he realizes you're not moving. He goes over to you and yells at you, and it does nothing. And in fact, where you're at, you can't even hear him. Uh, where your consciousness is, you can't even hear him. Um, and then he sort of pushes on your shoulder, and that doesn't do anything. So he's like, gotta get you out of here. and picks you up uh, and carries you out of the room down the hall to where Bella and her sisters and those three are. And he's like, we gotta get going. Winter's in bad shape. I don't even know if she's gonna make it. We gotta get her somewhere now. And he doesn't even wait for Bella and his sisters. He's headed out the door. When he gets to the parking lot, by the time he gets to the parking lot, this sky is starting to lighten up a bit. It's not quite sunrise, but it's headed there. And then Bella and her two sisters walk up behind him, and then he realizes there's a transportation problem here. Because he brought uh, Nat's Tesla. 5 people don't fit in those things.
No.
He's like, he turns to Bella and her sister and goes, okay, what are we going to do here? She says, you take Winter, the 3 of us will call a cab. We're headed home anyway. You take Winter to wherever you think they can help her. And believe me, I'm going to be calling the prince tomorrow. Or I might even show up at his door, the 3 of us. And they all 3 nod. And Dex chuckles to himself. This is the last thing the prince needs.
Right.
So he jumps in the Tesla. He waits till they call a cab and make sure that they get a cab. It takes a little bit of time in New York City at night to get a cab. But he makes sure they do. And then he jumps in the Tesla with you and heads to the clinic where Nat is currently a patient. And he gets there because he broke every traffic law you can possibly break. Uh, and who's gonna tell him anything about it?
Right.
Because if a human cop stops him, that dude's in trouble. So, um, but he gets to the clinic parking lot, parks the Tesla, picks you up out of the passenger seat where you were slumped over, and carries you into the clinic. Hmm. The minute that he walks into carrying you, Dr. Jameson walks up and is like, "What's wrong?" And Dex says, "I have no idea, but it's not good." And and while they're having this conversation, Nat sees you. Nat sees Dex carrying you like this, and she immediately starts screaming at the top of her lungs. And it basically starts disrupting everybody. The, the patient, the few other patients in the clinic, the the vampires that are there for the blood donors and stuff like that. And her constant screaming is just disrupting everything. And Dr. Jameson nods to one of the orderlies at the front desk, and the orderly goes over and basically gives Nat a shot in the arm, and she she doesn't pass out, but almost. She calms down considerably. And Dex is like, "Why do you have to do that?" Dr. Jameson is like, "The slightest thing makes her start screaming. So we sadly have to keep her sedated a lot of the time." He says, "That can't be good either." But she tells Dex to put you on her examination table, and he does that. And she does all the tests that she knows how to do for a vampire. You know, the tests aren't quite the same because there's no heartbeat and such
Right?
and
No
all
blood
that.
pressure, no heartbeat, no pulse, no anything. Basically, I don't even know if vampires have reflexes. I imagine they wouldn't, but
Not that would probably register on anything. Um, which makes you wonder how they can walk around and stuff, but they do. Um, she's like, yeah. After about an hour, he's still standing there. And she comes back and says, I, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I don't know what's going on here. Uh, I'll, I'll keep trying to figure it out. And she goes back over. and Nat motions for Dex to come over. So Dex comes over and sits down at the end of Nat's bed. And Nat's like, where were you when this crap happened? And he's like, we were at the Invictus Care Center. I had to go rescue them. Winter and Bella went there and found that Bella's two sisters were being held hostage. And we thought we almost made it through, and then the head of the program grabbed Winter and uh, basically then he stops and goes, come to think of it, I don't know what he did to her because she was already like this when I broke in and found the two of them. And Dex grabs Nat's hand and goes, by the way, you need to stop screaming. It's not doing any good, and you're just disrupting things, and they're going to keep pumping you full of whatever they're pumping you full of until you stop. She's like, you don't see what I see. And Dex is like, I wonder if Winter sees what you see now. And Nat just sort of shakes her head, and then her head drops. And she just sits there holding hands with Dexter, looking across the room at what Dr. Jameson's doing with you. And um, I'm gonna make some roll Jameson run every test she can come up with and see if she can find something at this point. One success there. She botched that one. So that test did not go well.
Do I need to start making death saves?
What I'm going to say is she's going to run 2 more tests. You have 1 success and 1 botch. So you're even right now. If if on either one of these two rolls I botch again, Winter dies.
Okay, don't botch.
Uh, no success, but I got a 9 and a 1, so
So
it
not quite
even
a botch, just not no
right.
successes.
Last chance. 7, a 4, and 2 1s.
Fuck. Oh, she killed me
So
by accident.
yeah,
Whatever test
she
she did killed me.
yep, because she had no idea what she was dealing with. What she had no idea what he pumped into you to cause this, and what I'm gonna say is, whatever that last test was, interacted with whatever he pumped into you and killed Winter.
Does she tell Nat and Dex this?
Uh, well, yeah, she does. And they are both incredibly pissed off. But there's not a lot they can do because they're not going to attack her. So,
No. Well,
yeah,
it's not like she did it on purpose. She didn't even know what
right,
she was working with. So,
right.
I mean, it was an honest mistake. She was just trying to help.
Yeah. Um, you what he
What? You broke up.
now I can tell you what he did to you now that
Okay.
Winter's dead. Um, remember the human serial killer woman?
Yes. Who's still out there?
What he did to her is the same thing he did to you,
Mm.
except she was human and you were a vampire. He injected parasites into your brain,
Oh,
and
nice.
it drove the human lady stark raving bonkers to the point where she believes that the only way she'll stay alive is to continue to kill people.
Oh, that's. Is that what he was? That what he was going for with her? Was that the end result he wanted?
No.
Oh.
The end result that he wanted with her and with you and anybody else that he wanted to do this to was to create more vampires like him.
Mm.
He had a deal going with this 7 that he was going to create an army of vampires like him who would take out everybody else, and then then the seven would have to deal with an army of vampires like him, which I
Oh,
don't think they which I don't think they were counting on that when they made
right.
this
They did.
deal.
The seven would have gone. That's not what I signed up for. It's like actually, technically, yes, it is.
Right, yeah. So, well, uh, turns out being a short game tonight. Uh, I didn't actually intend to kill you, but
Well, apparently, my dice aren't the only ones who had it in for me.
yeah, yeah, the good doctor wasn't rolling very well either. Uh, but your dice, that major botch, is what
Yeah.
did you in the end. Because,
Yeah, mine and then her botch. But at least Dex roll well enough to get out of there because I mean it could have been worse. He could have been killed too.
yeah, then it would have just left Belle and her sisters, and that would have been a mess. Um, somebody comes into the health center tomorrow and unstakes this dude, he's gonna be back to the way he was.
Right, but I mean he himself killed everybody in the cafeteria, and we killed the seven he was working with and the orderlies and everything. So who is there left to free him?
The the only person left in there's probably the night shift janitor that shows up. So if the janitor finds him and unstakes him, it's like, but well, sorry you ended up. Sorry, Winter ended up dying.
Oh, me too. I kind of liked Winter.
Yeah, she she was cool. No,
I guess we'll have to roll up a new character for our next vampire game.
yeah, yeah. If we move it to Louisville, you can help Melody with the werewolf problem.
Yeah.
Oh, oh boy. Your next character gets eaten up by werewolves. Oh boy.
Hopefully not.
uh, well, uh, that's where we're gonna and plus my internet's having issues anyway. um,
Yeah. Have I been freezing too? Because you've been freezing off and on. On my end, it looks like I'm
yeah,
fine, but I don't know on your
yeah,
end. Have I been
yeah.
freezing? Okay.
You've frozen a few times. I think
Mm,
it's because the weather we've been having.
probably.
Um, for those for those of you who don't know, Robin and I live right across the street from each other. So if
Literally,
so,
right across the street.
yeah. So if one of us gets bad weather, it also means the other one's getting it too.
It also means we're on the same time zone at last, which is nice.
Yeah, that helps. Actually, that helps.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that was kind of a pain when we were on different time
yeah,
zones.
but um, I hope everybody who sees this likes it, even though it didn't end very well. And we will be back with Vampire in 2 weeks, except it'll be Vampire the Requiem Louisville. Unless I talk to Melody and she wants to come up with a new character and do something different. Uh, I discussed with her the fact that if they keep doing college football, we may not see her till January, but that's the way it goes. uh, but we'll definitely be back for Fallen Dragon next week. Don't know how many of us, but
Yeah, I won't be there
so
next week. Actually, it's my 13-year wedding anniversary. So.
yeah, you guys are gonna go out to dinner.
Mhm.
So um, but there'll be some of us playing, maybe. um, check out our Discord and leave us comments on YouTube. I'll have this up in a day or so. And if you're more the podcast type, it'll be up on podcast too. Uh, go to the easiest way to find us on podcast. There's an Anchor link in our description. Anchor was bought by Spotify, so you hit the link and it says Spotify for podcasters, but it's the same thing. Um, so check us out there. Um, the link for Robin's books are in the description. Halloween coming up. Buy all of her books. Good Christmas presents. Uh, I think that's it. I don't think I left anything out. Um, so we will see you next week for Fallen Dragons in some configuration. And then we'll be back for Vampire the week after. But at this point, I'm not sure what that'll be. so, uh, so with that, I'll say good night.
See you next
Unless
time.
you. Uh,